On February 8, 2018, hip-hop lost one of its founding fathers. Kevin Lovebug Starski Smith died of a heart attack in Las Vegas at age 57. He was found moving speakers into his apartment, task that mirrored his earliest days in the culture when he pushed refrigerator-sized speakers through the Bronx blocks. This final act tells the story of a man who never stopped working for his art, even as the industry he helped create moved beyond him. Born Kevin Smith in the Bronx on May 16, 1960, Lovebug Starski entered hip-hop history at just 11 years old. In 1971, he became a record boy for Pete DJ Jones, working the South Bronx block party that were creating something completely new. The early hip-hop scene was raw and grassroots, built on massive mobile sound systems that required serious physical labor. These block parties were major community events that could draw hundreds of people. DJs needed powerful sound systems to reach everyone, which meant hauling heavy equipment through city streets. For young Starski, this physical labor was his education in hip-hop culture, teaching him the dedication required to bring music to the people. By 1978, Starski's talent had elevated him from assistant to headliner. He secured a DJ residency at the legendary Disco Fever Club, establishing himself as a central figure in hip-hop's old-school era. Unlike many of his peers who focused on either DJing or MCing, Starski mastered both crafts. This unique ability earned him recognition as the first double trouble threat in hip-hop, someone who could DJ for great MCs and MC with great DJs. But Starski's influence reached far beyond the turntable. He played a disputed but significant role in coining the term hip-hop itself. According to his account, the phrase emerged when he messed up a record chain at a party and improvised lines like a hip-hop, the hibby hop to cover the mistake. Whether or not he originated the exact phrase, his contribution to hip-hop's vocabulary reflects the improvisational spirit that defined the culture's early days. Perhaps even more significant was his indirect role in launching hip-hop's commercial success. In 1979, Sylvia Robinson, co-founder of Sugar Hill Records, saw Starski perform at a Manhattan club. That performance inspired her to start the label that would release Rapper's Delight, the first commercially successful rap single. Starski wasn't just a cultural innovator, he was a catalyst for hip-hop's entry into mainstream music. If you're enjoying this deep dive into hip-hop history, make sure to subscribe and let us know in the comments what other pioneers you'd like us to cover. These foundational stories deserve to be remembered and shared. Starski's recording career began in 1981 with his first single, Positive Life, on the Taster label. He continued building his discography throughout the early 1980s, contributing to movie soundtracks and releasing his album, House Rocker. His biggest commercial success came in 1986 with Amityville, The House on the Hill, a horror movie parody that reached number 12 on the UK singles chart. During this period, Starski was more than just a recording artist. He was a bridge between hip-hop's underground roots and its commercial potential. His work at Disco Fever had established him as someone who could read a crowd and deliver exactly what they needed. The mid-1980s represented a pivotal moment for hip-hop. The culture was expanding rapidly, moving from block parties to record deals, from local scene to national attention. Starski appeared perfectly positioned to ride this wave, having already demonstrated his versatility and commercial appeal. Then everything changed. In 1987, at the height of his career and fresh off his biggest hit, Starski's life took a devastating turn. He developed a cocaine dependency that led to his imprisonment for drug possession. What should have been a brief setback became a 4-year absence from the music industry, lasting until December 1991. The timing couldn't have been worse. Starski's incarceration coincided perfectly with hip-hop's golden age. The period from 1987 to 1991, when the genre underwent its most dramatic transformation. While he was away, hip-hop exploded into multiple distinct subgenres. Conscious rap emerged with groups like Public Enemy and Boogie Down Productions delivering politically charged lyrics. Gangster rap developed through artists like NWA, bringing raw street narratives to mainstream attention. The lyrical content evolved from party-oriented themes to social commentary and inner-city reality. The technological revolution was equally dramatic. The old-school era had relied on DJs manipulating live bands and existing records. The golden age brought drum machines, sequencers, and samplers that democratized music production. New producers could sample different beats, riffs, and patterns to create complex sonic collages without formal musical training. The sampling revolution allowed producers to layer sounds in ways that were impossible during Starski's heyday. Groups like Public Enemy created dense, politically charged soundscapes, while artists like De La Soul explored jazz samples and created entirely new sonic territory. Record labels began investing heavily in hip-hop during this period, recognizing its commercial potential. Most importantly for Starski, the role of the DJ shifted from featured attraction to behind-the-scenes turntablist, while the MC became the commercial face of hip-hop. When Starski was released in December 1991, he faced a completely transformed industry. His party-rocking, live-performing DJ and MC skills were now labeled old school, a separate category from the dominant new school aesthetic. The simultaneous timing of his personal struggles and the genre's rapid evolution created a professional chasm that would define the rest of his career. Starski immediately returned to Disco Fever for a DJ residency, but the club that had once represented hip-hop's cutting edge now felt like an artifact from a bygone era. Still, he refused to give up. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, he worked steadily to rebuild his career. He collaborated with old colleagues like world-famous Brucey B and appeared on tracks with artists spanning different eras, including DJ Hollywood and Mr. C on the 1998 track How You Like Us Now. His dedication never wavered. Starski continued performing at venues across New York City and beyond, appearing at the B.B. King Blues Club and Grill in 2009 and the G-Shock flagship store in 2012. He performed at celebrity events and album listening sessions, always hustling, always working to maintain his place in the culture he had helped create. A 1993 Rolling Stone article captured the financial reality many pioneers faced. Starski wondered how it's all got away from him and his friends, how the industry chewed them up and spit them out. This wasn't just about personal struggle. It reflected a broader pattern in hip-hop, where the originators often failed to benefit from the commercial empire they had built. In his final chapter, Starski relocated to Las Vegas, seeking new opportunities in a different market. He maintained a weekly residency at a rooftop lounge, still chasing his passion for music and performance. His manager noted that Starski's final appearance at his residency was just hours before his death, showing his commitment right up to the end. Despite the commercial setbacks and personal struggles, Starski's foundational contributions were never forgotten by the hip-hop community. His legacy received its most powerful validation in the Notorious B.I.G.'s legendary single Juicy, when Biggie rapped "Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funkmaster Flex, Lovebug Starski." He was explicitly connecting hip-hop's massive commercial success back to its originator. This recognition by a golden age superstar confirmed that Starski's impact had rippled through time, inspiring the artists who became the genre's biggest stars. Following his death, major media outlets, including NPR and the New York Times, remembered him as a pioneering rapper and DJ and a hip-hop trailblazer. The language used by peers and press emphasized that regardless of his struggles, his foundational contributions remain secure and undiminished. Kevin "Lovebug" Starski. Smith's story represents both triumph and tragedy. He was a cultural architect who helped build the blueprint for one of the world's most dominant art forms, yet his personal struggles coincided with the genre's most critical period of evolution. His 4-year absence during the golden age created a professional displacement that forced him to compete in an industry that had outpaced the very traditions he had established. What makes Starski's story ultimately inspiring is his unwavering dedication to his craft. He remained a working-class musician until his final breath, continuing to hustle long after many contemporaries had either moved on or secured their legacies through mainstream success. The symbolic nature of his final act, moving speakers just as he had at the beginning of his career, represents a life of continuous labor for his art. Starski's legacy isn't measured in chart positions or album sales, but in the foundational groundwork he laid, the inspiration he provided, and the rhythm he maintained throughout his life. His story confirms that a pioneer's true influence often lives not in commercial success, but in the culture they help create. Before you go, subscribe to hear more untold stories from hip-hop's foundational era, and comment below about which pioneer story resonates most with you. These are the voices that built the culture we love today.